Guys, welcome. I know this is a little bit different than the typical live scenario that you have, but I'm actually broadcasting for the Sacramento real estate page here in Dallas, Texas. Yep, I'm in Texas where everything is bigger. So glad you guys could join me on this one. I wanted to make sure that we still went live tonight. So my setup is a little bit different. I don't have my big fancy camera with me, but we'll work with what we got. So while we're here, I wanted to do a quick market update and kind of show you what's been going on, but also just talk about some of the things that I'm doing here in Dallas and what the reason is for my stay here for the next few days. I'm actually in town because there's a huge, probably one of the biggest real estate seminars that goes on, as far as I know, definitely for the nation. And we're here with a ton of realtors, I think about 4,000 different real estate professionals from all over the country, maybe even outside the country. I know Canada and Mexico is represented here as well. But really, the intent is to learn and how to be better with our industry and keep the integrity of the business really in real estate, especially with so many shifting and moving parts right now in the world. We definitely need that to be happening. So one of the interesting stats that they talked about today was that as far as consumers, so clients such as yourselves, 3 out of 5 would not recommend or don't trust the realtor that they used on a transaction. So that to me really hit home today of like, wow, how can we bring up the level of service? How can we still serve you guys better than ever before, especially in a market like this where things are just going crazy off the shelf? Um, so it just kind of stood out to me. So 3 out of 5 don't trust their realtor. That kind of threw me for a spin. So I hope you guys trust me a little bit more, especially that we're coming live to you every week, bringing out more stats, more content to give you a better pulse on the market and, of course, serve you as best we can. So let's hop into it. Um, as I know nationally, we also want to talk about where is the market going. So as far as what they're saying, what the economists for the majority are saying that for the next 5 years, we're still expected to go strong as far as where the real estate market is going. So that gave a little bit of peace to a lot of the people that were there. I kind of anticipated that regardless, because even right now, big institutional investors, big time investment companies are in fact putting a lot of their money into real estate because it is one of the best hedges against inflation. And so with, as you guys have been hearing, it's kind of a trending topic right now, is that inflation is definitely in. And so real estate is still going to keep booming because that it's one of the more sound investments. You guys know that. But what's the one thing that we can't make more of or have more of? It's land. So owning some property in times like these, I think, is going to be very beneficial. So I can see why they're doing that. But I want to take it a little bit more local and show you guys kind of what's going on in Sacramento. Things have definitely been changing the last few months. A lot of people are saying things are slowing down. A lot of people are saying things are still very fast. Well, I have to be honest, it's kind of a mix of both. Us personally and our company, our brand, September was one of the best, I would say the biggest months that we've had all year. So that was very interesting to see that people were still buying. It was still phenomenal. We sold multiple listings and helped even buyers on some brand new transactions. And we've done a few luxury sales as well. So it was really good to see that people even moving into these brand new homes, by the time the home was built out, they were already walking into equity on these homes. So I was really happy to see that. And of course, we were celebrating that as well on a few other tough transactions where people were moving out of state, and we kind of had to facilitate them to buy out of state and then also sell theirs at the same time. So things are still moving, things are still happening very fast, but I wanted to kind of break it down and show you what exactly is going on with the stats, and that's what we're here for. So I want to just jump into, I'm gonna use my phone here. So I'm gonna pull up this graph. These are just some quick numbers on what's for sale, kind of what's been going on. As you guys can see here, I put that black arrow to the right. So you can see there's a dip there, and actually there was a dip, and these are the stats as of September. These are hot off the press, so this is stuff that just closed, went into contract for September, and now these are the numbers that came out. So as you can see there, there's that dip off. So the amount of homes for sale is actually 6.3% less in September versus the previous month. So that's why you see that dip off. So less homes for sale actually came onto the market, about 6%, but the amount of homes that sold is also about 5% less. But if you see that little red line up top, those are the ones that have went pending. So the pendings actually still went up. So even though the technical amount of homes for sale went down a little bit, the pendings actually went up. So that to me still shows a very strong buying market regardless, because homes are still getting into escrow. So that's very interesting to see that. Another thing with this graph, for instance, if you compare it September to exactly 1 year ago, we actually have 25.4% more inventory than exactly 1 year ago. So 24.5% more homes were on the market in September as opposed to exactly 1 year ago in the September previous. So that's very interesting to see. So at a uh, kind of a bigger glance, outer glance scope, that you're still seeing a lot more inventory, even though we've had some of these changes in the last few months, a lot more inventory even compared to just last year. So that's good news to us, especially for the buyers that have been shopping. If you were shopping last year, got discouraged, maybe now might be a little bit more opportunity for you, a little bit more chance as far as getting a home for yourself. Now, I wanted to show you also closed sales. So this is kind of just like a different glance, basically at a similar thing. And you'll see that there's also a dip off in the month previous, so September from October, or sorry, not October, August. So you see that little dip off. And even though it is a dip, I mean, if you just compare it to the month before that, so 3 months ago, it's exactly the same. So we did have an increase of closed transactions, but then also we had a decrease. Sorry, these are the amount of homes, not closed transactions. So that's very interesting. But with that, that dip off is actually 11.7% less. So in 1 month, it dipped about 11%. So those are months of inventory based on closed sales. So that's saying these are the amount of homes, and it's basically saying how quickly will these homes get absorbed. So it's saying in basically 0.8 of a month, most of the homes would get sold off that are currently on the market. So it's very interesting to see. So there was a dip off, and it's basically talking about inventory. But that's still, compared to exactly 1 year ago, that's still 34.2% higher than it was exactly 1 year ago. So yeah, we've had these little changes in the last month, 2 months, 3 months, but on the macro scale, you're still seeing a very big increase in a 1 year time span. Okay, so that's very important to notice. Not to pay attention to only a 1 or 2 month trend, but we want to look at the overall, what's the past data been happening for the 6 months, 12 months. So that's still very interesting to see. Now I want to talk about pricing, because obviously everyone's interested in what's happening with the pricing. Well, as a buyer, you might be a little bit interested to see what's been happening with pricing. And of course, this is not the end game. This is not the sky is falling, but it is giving a little bit of hope and some interest here. So I'm going to bring this up. So if you could see that arrow at the bottom, that is highlighting some of the blue uh, kind of boxes that you see there, the blue rectangles. You'll see there was actually a slight dip in the median prices, if you pay attention there. So in June, so about 3-4 months back, in June it starts at 525, which is where we peaked. We peaked in June at 525,000 as the median price for Sac County. But if you move 1 month forward, so that's going to be July, we're at 512. So you see that dip off. Then it picks back up, goes to 515. And then now, as of last month, it's at 508,000. So as you can see, the median price for Sacramento County as of last month is 508,000. So from June, which we peaked at 525, took a little dip it to 508. Now, that's not the tell-all prices are falling, but it is a good indicator that, hey, the median prices are starting to shift down a little bit, whether that be more inventory coming to the market. So now buyers have a little bit more options. Things aren't going as much into over list price or higher price territory. That can make sense. More inventory comes to the market, things kind of slow down. But then again, if you're driving a car at 100 miles an hour and you slow down to 80 or 90 miles per hour, you're still going very fast. So that's just a little bit of an indicator, but it is good news, especially as a buyer. Things might be showing a little bit more wiggle room right now if you are shopping in the market. So that's just a quick update, and I wanted to check real quick, maybe see if any of you guys dropped any comments. I know it's a little bit harder from the phone, but I want to see if any of you guys wanted to ask me any questions. Feel free. And so we're really excited. We're here in Dallas. I'm actually here with my lending partner, Sean Aspeland. I've had him on the show before, and he wanted to hop on today, but things were just so busy. So we decided, hey, you work there, I'll work there. I went downstairs into the hotel trying to make this happen for you guys. So if you guys have any questions, drop them in the chat below or in the comments after this video is posted. As always, we go live every Tuesday at 5:30 p.m. And just stay in contact with us. We'll be sure to bring you any more content about Sacramento, things going on with the market. As you guys know, that's kind of my joy, my bread and butter. So if there's anything else that we can answer, drop it in the comments below. I'll make sure to reach out after the fact. You can also always schedule an appointment with me down below, which I'll have a Calendly link. You can actually schedule 15 minutes with me during the week, and I'll set up a call with you or a consultation and help you on your home buying or selling journey. Well, I'm going to go and enjoy some steak dinner here in Dallas. We're going to be learning a lot more about what's going on with real estate, what's expected to go on real estate with the trends coming out. We have a lot of professionals here, some of the best in the country, and I'm not joking when I say that. So we're going to learn a lot, and I'll hopefully be sharing some of those insights and tips with you guys as well. And hope you're enjoying it there in lovely California. We'll see you soon.